serve. Mark Arnold, though, at the net, puts another one away. He rarely makes a mistake.
What you like to see the U.S. do is go to the middle on a good pass and more. Set the middle up, and then you can go to your outside players to isolate.
Back set, and Hahn is dug by Hanna. Fortune runs it down. Free ball for Korea. And it's put away by Yoon. Now, game 2 in the first match was the critical game, Kirk. The United States, they had the game 1, and they let it off the hook right there. They were ahead, what, 12-6 and lost.
12-5, 13-6 and lost. And the Korean coach said that was the difference. We lose that game, we lose the match. He was right. I agree with him. Now the U.S. cannot let down. I don't think they will. They need to come out and play well, keep the middle attack working. That's what they're going to the quick stuff.
Italy, very pleased. Group of young players at Korea, but they got to win the Asian games to qualify for the Olympics. The Americans an automatic qualifier because they're the two-time defending Olympic champion. Nak-Gil will serve for Korea. No score in game number 2. Americans 15-3 winners in game 1 in a service error by Ma.
And SU break first. The first game they went 10 side outs before anybody scored. They're starting out the second game the same way.
And Allen, much like Ma, hits it too long. Side out to Korea. Brian Ivan. He's dug by Hahn. Shin sets Hahn. Americans play it. Gaspar setting Fortune. It's an up from Shin. Haas blocked by Hannon. Is Hannon doing a great job or what?
Well, he is doing a great job or what, Randy? He's blocking, he's covering, he's doing the things it takes. There's Fortune after the play. Now watch Hannon. Moves to the outside. Watch him extend his arms over the net. Look at how far over he gets and blocks that ball right down. Perfect block.
The Koreans are very quick, and Hannon's doing an excellent job of anticipating where that front wall will go. Another ace for Brian Ivan. Well, that floater.
You talked about his floater. He's got a great floater. Even though I like his jump serve better, his floater is so effective. The bottom, like a knuckleball. There it is. Think you're a baseball hitter? Could you hit that? The bottom gel right out of it.
He has 2 aces, and now the service error. But again, any coach will take that. They'll take an ace and an error, get a point that way, and the Americans lead 1-0. Gaspar setting Brian Ivy. He's blocked. Americans again. Gaspar run down by Shin. Haas blocked by Fortune. Gaspar sets Ivy. Cross court, dug by Jay. No touch. Yoon hit it long. Side out to the Americans, and they lead game 2 1-0, and there's Dan Hannon. That might have been out. That one is.
Randy, something to talk about team-wise with the new starters in there. We talk about Hannon, and we talk about Allen. If one part of their game is weaker, it's serving. Samuelson, Acosta, much better servers. They'll have to improve that part of their game to help their all-around.
There's Allen making a nice tap. And Gaspar is roofed by Yoon.
Doesn't get many opportunities to swing. That's why Gaspar's a setter. The big blocker up there says, hey, don't try that on me, little guy.
Gaspar at 6 feet. You don't want to isolate him against Yoon, who's 6'9".
Well, if Gaspar's 6'3", I'm 6'9". If they listen, he's about 6 foot if he's lucky, Randy. But you're right, though. He's a little guy nowadays.
Added side out to Fortune and the Americans. It's 2-0.
Randy, I'm not 6'9", by the way.
But you were a great hitter for the UCLA Bruins and for the national team. Left-hander.
You should be my press man. Thank you.
Well, why not? It's easy to be a press man if you have a guy who has accolades. Ma could not put it away. Hannon runs it down. Fortune off the block. Nak-Gil tough angle, and he missed it. This has not been the same Nak-Gil that we saw in San Diego when he had 32 kills.
I agree completely. He's off to a slow start, and a lot of that is attributed to the U.S. blocking.
Middle attack. I'll tell you who is good, though, is #1, an exciting player, John Sukhan.
Combination play. Watch how he fakes to the middle. Shin fakes the middle guy. The block bites. Second option. Oh, nobody there. Crushes the ball.
The Koreans can be deceptive, and they were there. Allen off the block of Ma.
Thing I like Allen doing best is swinging hard. Sometimes he tends to ease up. He's not doing that tonight. 6th kill for Allen.
Mark Arnold played on a couple national championship teams at Pepperdine. Another block, Allen.
I like to see Allen aggressive, but wouldn't you? I mean, he looks like a linebacker. He's a linebacker build. He's huge, 220. Goes up there, uses the power of his arms and his body to stuff that down.
And again, they foiled Nak-Gil. Han, the southpaw. He's been their best hitter in this match.
Again, nice play by Korea. The team, that's a team play. Good pass. The setter fakes the blockers out. The second option goes down.
Koreans unable to score. They're down 0-3, and they only got 3 points in the first game. Ryan Ivey with some heavy heat.
Well, the Americans doing what they want right now. It's a first pass. Perfect pass. Gaspar can go where he wants. That time he goes to Ivey. But the first pass, that's the key. Ivey with a good approach. Good arm lift. He gets his arm extended all the way. Nice play all the way around.
Gaspar having a much better match, finding the right guy in the right spot. The joust won by Ha over Hannon. Side out Korea.
See at the net cam, the joust that comes off the net, all 4 hands pushing that ball, comes off to the Koreans.
And Korea get on the board. Scott Fortune says no way. Side out U.S. 6 skills for Scott Fortune, and a lot of the players get into the act.
Well, that's what makes you successful. Move the ball around as a team. If you can go to all your hitters, you're going to have a much better match.
Another tough serve by Brian Ivey. Nak-Gil off of Allen.
Talk about distributing the ball around. I'd still like to see Gaspar go to the middle more against this Korean team. He has a middle guy almost one-on-one every single time. I'd like to see him go to the middle. Let's see if he can use that middle.
Kirk, you feel the domination of the Americans, though, is because of this change in the lineup with guys like Hannon.
Well, there it is right there. You go to the quick set. This time to Hannon as he gets up. Again, what is it? The good pass. Watch, right on the money. Gaspar can go anywhere. He chooses Hannon. Hannon's right there for the kill.
Good stats for Hannon, and the storyline is that change. The United States going to Hannon and Allen. Putting it down. Tremendous thunder from Ha. Young Hwa Ha. He's 6'5". They call him a power hitter. Good jumper, very skilled.
I call him a power hitter, too. He hits the ball very hard.
Again, he has that tough serve. There's Brian Ivey. Great dig by Han. #1 has been everywhere for Korea. And Fortune got it off the block.
Again, talking about using the middle. Good dig in the back row. That's what sets it up is Allen. Watch this. Here it is. Right there. The Koreans have a swing at it. Allen's ready all the way. He gets the dig up, and the ball's put away.
It's been at 3-0 for a while. The Americans leading the game, too. Nak-Gil, though, able to turn his body in flight. Great body control by Nak-Gil. Allen passing well, and he's hitting accurately, but it's that first pass.
Well, that's the key always. You want to get that pass up to the setter, give him all his options.
And Gaspar's jump serve, and an ace.
Gaspar right now the only jump server. Key here is a toss. Perfect toss right in front of his arm. Follows through, curves away from the passer's point.
Now he goes to the off-speed serve. And Han with the thunderous hit. He's been very accurate in this match. Young Sukhan, the captain of Korea. And now Yoon will serve. And again, Korea has been silenced for a long time. Only 3 points in the match. Gaspar setting Fortune, and he's too tough. Ha could not dig it in the back row.
Again, going to all the options. You have a good pass. Lets that setter work his whole team. Every hitter gets involved. Everybody plays better.
the block. So another kill for number 1, John Sukhan.
Where the U.S. team heard touch, and the whole team at once jumped around. They did not like that.
Mark Arnold bitterly upset. It's 4-0, and Ma serves. Allen in that middle attack.
What makes the middle work? What makes the second option work? You go to the middle a couple times, all of a sudden your second option is open.
And of course now Korea off balance because all the Americans' options are working fluidly. There's Hahn, who's been very good, and that's one of his rare mistakes in this match. Another point for the Americans, and you can see Italy wants a timeout. His team is down 5-0. He's scratching his head. He's going to have to find some answers. It's all United States up a game and also dominating game number 2. Korea is not the same team that we saw in the first match. It was the Americans making the mistakes. Tonight, Korea is making all the errors.
Well, Randy, I mentioned in the first match, if the Americans don't make errors, they win the match easy. They're not making errors tonight, and they're winning the match easily.
Well, the unit they've had on the floor for the entire match has passed it well. Made preciously few mistakes. Number 1, Allen's played very well. He and Dan Hannon, new starters to the lineup. There's a block from Brian Ivy.
I like seeing Brian Ivy in the middle as much as possible. He's much more comfortable blocking in there. He reads the setter better, moves to the outside. He's having a lot of trouble as an outside blocker.
6-0. Of course, Ivy played in the middle a couple years at USC. In the last 2 years at Southern Cal was moved outside.
Well, even though he played outside at SC, he still blocked middle anytime he was in the front row. So his more natural position blocking is in the middle.
Americans continue to sail on against Korea. And there's Ivy. It's amazing if you make a good block how it helps your hitting. You just mentally get into the match.
The other thing they're doing much more is this right here. Using Ivy more in the middle as a quick hitter. I like both those moves, having him block middle and hit middle.
Of course, Brian Ivy with 2 aces already in this match with that floater. It's like a dying quail, and there it is again, nearly handcuffing Yoon. The pass by Allen. An opportunity for the U.S. as they set fortune. Nice dig by Nak-Gil. With a tremendous blast.
Got him with the header.
That ball nearly went to the roof. You know, we hear the term roof so often in volleyball.
Watch it come off the forehead. Boom, off his forehead. Gives him a shiner up top. Almost hits the scoreboard, which is about, I'd say 40 feet, 45 feet in the air. A real roof.
Number 7, Su Nam Won, replacing number 12.
Entering for the first time is Nam Won Soo. He's only 6'1", 24 years of age, a back row specialist. As Dan Hannon serves for the Americans. Gilma, the back row attack.
Funny, Randy, I was thinking about that ball off the head. I saw a player in a match when I was in Europe block a ball like that and get knocked out cold. He was out for about 5 minutes and it hit him just square on the temple. It can hurt.
That ball comes in a hurry, doesn't it?
Oh, boy. You're only about 6 inches away, too.
Gaspar did a great job of adjusting on that pass. The first pass from Hannon, not very good. And Gaspar went up and just put it up there softly for Mark Arnold. Gilma in front of Brian Ivy.
Randy, I really like seeing the U.S. though in their side-out game. Good passes. Gaspar is going to the middle more, and that really opens everything up. But it's a good pass, the first pass that starts it all off.
Will Korea score again? It's been a long time. Brian Ivy goes over the top. And it's side out, U.S. Remember, the Americans won game 1, 15-3. And they continue to dominate its very young Korean squad. Gaspar's tough serve, and he hit it about 6 inches too strong. Americans have made the adjustments from match 1, and now it's up to Korea to make their adjustments to try to get back in the match. The first point for Korea in game 2.
And it comes on an error by the USA. A pass not perfect. Gaspar runs it down, and Ivy hits it out.
Koreans looking for some kind of an emotional lift. Gaspar setting Allen. Side out, U.S.
Alan Allen's knee must be feeling better. Watch him move. He's a swing hitter. Here he swings to the outside. The big jump. See his knee brace in the air. His body's in the air. He crushes it down the line.
U.S. did a good job of disguising Alan Allen. Americans able to play the dink. But Dan Hannon with the miss hit.
I like the idea of that, though. Hannon made a good move to pass the ball. Gaspar saw him all the way right in front of him. He just hit it long.
Talented Nak-Gil serving for Korea. They go back to Dan Hannon. So after the hitting error, they smartly go back to Hannon, and he puts it down.
Good play. Dan Hannon in his first start in the U.S. team. Gaspar trying to keep him with good mental thought. He goes right back to him.
And Hannon has been mentally sharp.
Good mental.
And Sue's first kill.
Good mental thought. Is there any other kind is what I want to know.
Server is Hong Jong-suk.
Fortune. Sue with a nice effort going to the table, but ran out of room. Well, the Koreans certainly off balance in this second match. U.S. 15-3 and up 6-1 in game 2. This is going to give them a lot of momentum, provided they continue to do this. They're blocking well. Now a hitting error on Sue when they go into that long road trip.
Point, USA.
Key here is Gaspar sets a block. Hannon swings his arms up, gets outside, hangs in the air, stops a tip. Miss hit play, point USA. Again, good blocking position by Hannon.
Americans lead 7-1.
Seven's coming around.
That's off the block. Gives Sue the kill, and it's side out Korea. Nam-won Soo. Been totally dominated this match by the United States. They have not been in any trouble at all. There's one of the rare blocks for Korea. Yoon and Shin at a point, and it's 2-7. But keep in mind in volleyball, momentum swings in a hurry.
Set a little bit off and low. Fortune can't quite get there. The block is there. They get the point.
Gaspar setting Hannon, another opportunity for Korea. And another point as Ha puts it away. He tools it off of Hannon. So it's 3-7, and Korea's been able to put back-to-back points together for the first time tonight.
Remember, the U.S. led 12-5 in game 2 in the first match. Can it happen again? I don't think so.
Well, Fortune with the off-speed shot. 10th kill. 7-3. United States leading. Good depth on that serve by Hannon. The joust. And it's won by the Koreans. Now the Koreans will set it up, and Yoon cannot put it away. Gaspar with the tip. Great pancake dig by Ma. This point is still alive. In the back row, Hannon able to dig it. Allen attack is long. Good rally.
And I like seeing Allen going up and hit the ball hard, not ease up on it. That's what he has to do. Here it is, a good hit by Gaspar. That's a tip. Nice diving play. Almost the pancake, not quite. The closed spatula gets it up.
Got to get that spatula down.
3-1.
Arnold tip. Nobody home. He found the middle wide open. Mark Arnold. What a smart player.
Here it is, Mark Arnold sees the block in front of him. The spatula goes out for Korea, but there was no butter to get it up.
I like that spatula.
I like
in
the
this
spatula.
game.
2 in a row.
Gaspar setting softly for Allen. And Mark Arnold on the overpass swings and puts it away. And the Americans extend their lead to 8-3. 8-3, the Americans serving. And they serve it deep. Comes off the block as Yoon sides out for Korea. Get that timeout. Helps the Korean team. Mark Arnold. And again, Gaspar doing a very nice job. The first pass, the initial pass, not very good. Gaspar, very athletic setter. Another opportunity for the U.S. And again, it's Allen going up, and again, he can't put it away. Hahn's tip is down. Oh, he's an effective player. Side out Korea. The opposite side hitter, Jang-Suk Han, with 10 kills. Mark Arnold, too tough in the middle. Confronted by Nak-Gil, but he was just too strong.
Randy, I said really I'd like to see the U.S. go to the middle more. Obviously, they're trying to do that. 7 kills for Mark Arnold. He only had 1 or 2 in the first game, so he's really turning it on in the middle now.
And a service error.
They haven't done a lot of that tonight, and that's made a difference also.
Right, they self-destructed in the first match against Korea. 17 service errors, plus many hitting errors. Scott Fortune with a hitting error, and that's what they did in the first match.
Miss a serve, miss a hit, all of a sudden you made a couple errors. You let the team back in, the other team, without even having to earn the points.
Korea is not out of this second game. And Hannon goes up, and again, Korea with ball control. They set Su, and he goes cross-court with the winner.
I think it's about time for a timeout for the USA. Fred Sturm does not want to let this go. Here it is, a jump set, good set. Goes to the outside, quick set. Allen by himself can't get inside enough to cut that angle off.
And now Won-Soo responded. Allen able to get it off the block of Su. I'll tell you this, Won-Soo is working hard.
What I like the best about this is Allen not easing up. He's had a couple bad plays here, 1 out of bounds. He's still hitting hard. That's what he must do.
Koreans make a charge here in game number 2, and another thunderous hit from Jang-Suk Han, the opposite side hitter.
Oh, we featured Han early. Look at this. How'd you like to be there? Oh, no, look out. Gaspar trying to protect himself, cannot do so.
Trying to dodge a bullet in the back row. Hannon, he hit the line.
Dan Hannon showing good flexibility, hitting well on the left, this time on the right.
And Brian Ivy with that very tough knuckleball serve. Su with another put away. So off the bench, Nam Won-Soo has played effectively for In Lee. Fred Stern a little bit more concerned in the second game as Korea has adjusted to the American attack. Brian Ivy dug in the back row. That was a nice effort by Su. Han's blocked by Hannon and Fortune. The joust put over the net by Yoon of Korea. Here comes Ivy. And he hit it long.
Good diving save that time. He rolls, doesn't quite get up fast, but a nice up. Lets Korea keep the ball in play to score the point.
Su with a nice effort. Now he will serve Korea within 2. And this is the Korean team that came alive in San Diego and upset the United States. Not going to get that one as Dan Hannon has his 11th kill.
Certainly having good success in the middle. Good pass, starts it all off. Gaspar can jump, goes to the middle player Hannon, who extends and puts it away.
That's what you want, the balance in the middle. Then you can go back outside, and then the block from Arnold and Fortune.
Block has been quiet since the beginning of the second game. Finally another block by Arnold and Fortune.
And when you block, you scored. It's 9-6. Americans extend to a 3-point lead. Ha got up in the air, and he put it down for his 8th kill. Excellent jumper. Yang Hua Ha. Tough serve. Oh, what a beautiful tip in midair by Javier Gaspar.
The backhanded over the shoulder 360 by Gaspar. Here's it. He just flips it with his left hand right over his shoulder. No defender there.
Gilmont, dig by Fortune. And a block by Allen. Not Gilmont with that turnaround spike, and Allen said, take that.
The best thing I like about this, watch his reaction after the block. He gets up, intensity, he comes down. Yeah, I got you, sucker. Don't do that again against me.
You got excited about that. How about that one from Gaspar?
This team's such a quiet team. When they get a little bit of enthusiasm, it really does help them. Allen, he's built like a linebacker. Now he gets to get out there and hit somebody.
Gaspar and Arnold getting up there. There's a serve that sailed on Scott Fortune.
How do you kill a motion, Randy? Miss a serve.
Number 14, Im Dong-Hoon. Replacing number 10.
They feel Do-Han Im, will be a superstar. He's only 18 years of age. This is his first appearance. He's another player that played effectively in the Koreans' win over the Americans in San Diego. Middle attack from Allen. It's run down by Su. They set Nak-Gil Ma, and he did not clear the net.
When you talk about young players, Korea's loaded with them, 18, 19, 21-year-olds. Some matches they're going to play great, and the next game they're going to drive you nuts as a coach. They make a lot of errors.
They still may be the best in the Far East. Them, Japan, and China are pretty close, but they're young. You got to feel by 92 in Barcelona. They could be the team there.
And Lee thinks they have a better than even chance right now to beat China, Japan. Those are the big teams out of the Far East. They think that this young team, by the time they need to win, they'll be ready.
And they have size and two good players in Yoon and Jay, who should be very good at 92. Brian Ivy sticks it down.
Again, going to a quicker combination to Ivy, that time behind. I like those kind of sets by Gaspar. Good decision.
11 serving 6. The Americans up a game. Su into the net for the Americans, but either way, Namwon Su had some heavy heat behind that attack.
Sort of like a fisherman out there, he gets stuck in the net. It's the other team's ball.
Allen, that one stung.
The facial. You want to see a facial disgraceful, a six-pack hit. Why is it a six-pack? Hey, you hit me in the face, bang, buy me some beers.
You might have to buy him some braces. Yoon took that one right in the mouth.
That might have been a case shot.
And Han took something off that one. 12 kills for Han.
That six-pack call comes from the old beach days. Boy, he got it in the face. Is there a Voight mark on his forehead, or Mikasa, I guess it would be?
Yoon is saying bring on Evander Holyfield or Mike Tyson. They can't hit it any harder than that. Fortune with the strong hit, but he hit it too strong and long.
Those are the mistakes that let Korea back in last time. You cannot start making hitting errors. Scott Fortune one-on-one cannot do that.
7-11, not a good pass, a shank pass by Fortune. And an opportunity for Korea to edge even closer. Nice dig by Gaspar on Ma's attack. The set, in with the tip, Fortune, off the block. Scott Fortune active.
Well, a good reaction in that, that's the key. Hannon puts it up, Fortune ready, hits it off the block and down.
11-7 for Ivy in that floater. The block hit the line, Van Hannon. And the Americans get the 12th point of game number 2. That Hannon is very tough at the net.
Javier Gaspar sort of fishing out there. Goes up, he's late blocking, but he'll take it way off the net. Blocks it, a little lucky. You'd rather be lucky than good sometimes. Watch how low Gaspar is below the net. Blocks it up in the air, goes right down on the line.
And the Americans lead 12-7 in game 2. They won game 1, 15-3. No way that baby's been listening to us, right?
Well,
we wouldn't put anyone to sleep.
There's the babysitter. Is that the babysitter in his arms?
Future babysitter, I like that.
Thank you, Ted in the truck. That's his call. I can't take credit for that.
Well, Javier Gaspar won't be looking behind his back, not that far. That young man is a long way from playing, but has a good seat, and there's Im. They like him. He's the young player that will be very good.
At the team call in the huddle, the coach says, look, good pass, go to the middle. They do. Shin sets successfully.
Americans have had an absolute block party tonight, dominating the net. And Hannon in the middle. Great success for Hannon in the middle tonight.
Here's the key. Good save by Gaspar. He gets set early. He goes down. Watch Gaspar. He returns. He goes, oh, I pulled a string on that one.
The joust. Arnold could not control it. Fortune dug by Ma. And off the block, Yoon.
Off the block. Timeout.
Ball goes up. U.S. blockers in good position, but you have to turn your arm in so the ball goes to the middle.
Just long. He thought he had an ace.
Koreans are jumping up and down celebrating. Mr. Kovalek says, no, that was out. Coming right at you. That ball, look at it drop, drop, drop. In by 6 inches. Well, they're in the USA. Randy, we used to complain so much about in the United States we never got any calls. Well, it's about time U.S. got some calls at home.
There's Mark Arnold. One thing about the Koreans, they're very polite. They normally don't argue, and they had a case there, didn't they?
They started to argue and then said, oh, well.
It's 13-7 America.
What they're thinking is wait till the U.S. gets in Korea.
We bring our guys, huh?
Might say the referee and the umpire are brought in from foreign countries, not in the same pool as the USA. The linemen, though, are domestic born.
And, of course, the officials can win money in the World League. And that one's a nice attack by Gaspar.
The center doesn't have a chance to hit off, and when they do, they get very excited. Gaspar puts that one away.
It appears that Javier feels he can hit against Korea. He's been a little bit more active in that department in this match than in previous matches. He sets Allen, and he's able to adjust, getting it off of Nak-Gil.
Allen reminds me of one of those rubber balls that bounces all the time. He seems to be on the floor about 2/3 of the game.
Game point. U.S. trying to go up 2-0. Be tough for the Koreans to come back from this. Nak-Gil, one of his rare kills. He has 10 kills, but only in 16 attempts. He has 6 hitting errors. That's not the same Nak-Gil that's been so good in the World League as Jay returns to the front row.
I'm out. I go. 2 out.
And Allen, and America will have its second game point of game number 2. And Eric Sato, who was able to serve out game 1, comes in. Outstanding back row player, as quick as a blink. Tough serve, and Hannon puts away Im's overpass, and the United States moves out 2 games to none, 15-3, and now 15-7.
Well, the E in Eric stands for electric. Comes in, serves the big ace. Hannon, boom, straight down. Game 2 to the USA.
The Koreans are out of sync, and the Americans are on all 5 cylinders, up 2 games to none.